What's up, guys? I'm Lynetta and I help people raise their vibes. So today I wanted to unpack this question about spirituality, the law of assumption, the law of attraction, and religion, and how everything fits in together and how all of those things are interconnected. So I come from a religious background in Christianity, and I found the law of attraction in like 2015. And I got into it basically through manifesting, which I honestly hate that word now, guys, because it has just come to take on so many negative and different connotations with like TikTok and social media and everything. So for me, law of attraction was always like how to think a better thought. And I don't think that that can get you too far. It can definitely help situational things, but like not long term. So the overarching question that I've always had is like, what is the truth? Is it in law of attraction and law of assumption and manifestation? Or is it more based in spirituality and Christianity and perhaps other religions? I've pondered this question a lot because like the Christians, for example, have prayer, and they pray to God with intention of God answering their prayer, and they believe that God will answer it. So that's kind of similar to law of attraction, where you set an intention for what it is you want and you ask the universe, and you have faith that the universe will deliver. So for a long time, I asked myself, is prayer and law of attraction interconnected? Like, do these things influence each other? And honestly, I think what I've come to conclude is that they're all interconnected. I think what it comes down to is your intention of what you need and what you're asking for, and then the faith that it will happen, and then third part, the detachment from the outcome. So I have one of my favorite books here, Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And I discovered this gem a few years into my spiritual awakening, but I never actually bought it. And then I was thrifting one day and I found it, or it found me. But in this book, Abraham outlines the 3-step process basically of manifestation, of deciding what it is you want, first step. Second step, your intention, and the asking of it. And third step, the receiving and letting go of the outcome, waiting for source to answer. In this book, Esther explains the law of attraction and breaks it down, and I think that the law of attraction is very valuable and valid, but I don't think it's the end-all be-all. I also think it's important to say that the law of attraction can be applied to any person who is religious or spiritual, in the sense that gravity literally influences everything we do. The law of attraction and law of assumption are kind of like physics theories, in a sense, where they're just valid. So there's the law of attraction, there's a law of vibration, there's a law of assumption, and again, it's like, which of these is truth? Which of these is most valid? And I think what it comes down to is our belief and how much of a belief we have in each one, which makes it most valid. That's kind of confusing. Just because you have a strong religious background or a strong faith and you pray to God, that doesn't necessarily mean that He will answer all of your prayers. Because I think that there's a big connection between faith and what we believe and law of attraction. Okay, so for example, you may have a very religious person who is praying that her daughter or whatever may be healed. Well, if you take that religious person and really examine their faith, it is clear that it's quite shaky because they're always worrying about the issue. And so that worrying part is where I think the law of attraction really comes into play. Because once we identify what it is that we want changed, and then second, we ask for the receiving of that which we want changed, we cannot allow the receiving to actually take place until we quiet our mind and quiet our fears and the worries that distract us from the end goal. I think that worrying really factors into the law of attraction and prayer, because by worrying about something, you're making it clear to God and the universe that you don't fully believe in its ability to handle the situation. And that's obviously super normal for any regular person. They would probably look at me like I'm crazy. What's new? See, when we're worrying about something and we're focused on one subject, that's also a whole nother aspect to the law of attraction and law of vibration, because we're putting out the frequency that we do not believe in the higher power to help us with the given issue. But on the other hand, there's also the issue of spiritual bypassing things and kind of saying to yourself, I'm not going to look at this, I'm not going to handle this, I'm going to wait for God to work it out. But that's the funny thing, where you kind of have to meet the universe halfway. Perhaps one of the things that makes the 3-step process of Abraham's easy, or kind of assists in that, at least with the 3rd step, can be religion. Because when we say, okay, I'm going to give this to God, then we allow room for us to receive. But you have to understand that you haven't fully given something to God or to the universe if you're still worried about that subject. Another example with like Catholics is they believe that by praying to saints, that their prayers will be answered. And I think it's the belief in the power of those saints, or the power of whoever they're praying to, that will get them from A to B. And that is not to say that one way of doing something or praying or one religion is right. I don't think that any of the religions or practices of this world are right. I think that they all have truth within them, just like the law of vibration and law of attraction, everything has some truth in them. And I think that they are really interconnected in a divine type of way. But I think that there are all these little pieces from different theories and even religion that come to show us or reveal to us the real truth. At the end of the day, I think it comes down to what you believe about yourself and what you believe about your reality and the laws of reality. And this is where people, especially spiritual religious people, can develop that spiritual ego where they believe that their practice or their mindset is more valid than others. In order to really find the truth, I think we have to look at all of religions and perspectives, as well as all of the laws like of vibration, attraction, assumption. And pick and choose what resonates for us and what we find to be most powerful in our lives. So when you go about trying to decide which pathway or law you should be implementing in your life, I think that you have to look at everything with a super big bird's eye view perspective and have the discernment to choose what resonates with you and what doesn't. Christians, Muslims, Catholics, Buddhists, we have all developed our own beliefs within these religions that play out in our reality. But I think our reality is composed of so many layers and elements that it is law and it is natural that more than one of these things can be true. So try not to get too hung up over one way of perspective versus another, because I think that they're all valid in a different way. But what it comes down to at the end of the day is how much you believe in the given thing. For me, I've found the law of vibration to be most resonant because it's like you're either in the bottom frequencies of fear, pain, suffering, or you're up at acceptance, love, joy, peace. And so it's just law that whichever you are vibrating at, you're going to attract more of that. And that's where the momentum and the physics part of it start to play out. I know this video has kind of been all over the place, but there are a lot of questions to unpack as we try to decipher which path to take on this spiritual journey. And it's not even that you have to take a path necessarily, you're just figuring it out. I hope that this has been helpful and maybe even provoked some further questions. So let me know in the comments, and also let me know if I need to clear up more of the laws. Thank you for taking some time to hear my perspective, and I wish you a beautiful day. Peace.